Comfort. That's what you crave, isn't it? A safe little bubble where nothing can touch you. No risks, no pain, no failure. But let me tell you something, comfort is a lie. It's the velvet rope that ties your hands, the soft chains that keep you locked in place. You think it's protecting you, shielding you from the storms of life? No, it's suffocating you, keeping you small, weak, insignificant. You've made friends with your comfort zone, haven't you? You tell yourself it's not the right time to try something new. You convince yourself the risks are too high, the stakes too great. You whisper, maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Every day you wake up, shackled by the same excuses, surrounded by the same walls. And here's the sickest part, you don't even realize you're a prisoner. Look around. Look at your life. Is this where you thought you'd be? Or have you settled for mediocrity because it feels safe? You tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment, the perfect opportunity. But here's the truth, kid, there is no perfect moment. There is no magical door that opens when you're ready. The only door that matters is the one you kick down when you decide enough is enough. You see, the comfort zone is a clever enemy. It's not loud or aggressive, it doesn't bark orders or force you into submission. No, it whispers sweet nothings in your ear. It tells you, stay here. It's warm. It's safe, it strokes your ego, lulls you to sleep, and numbs your ambition. And all the while, the world outside moves on without you. Every great story, every powerful person started by stepping out of their comfort zone. They faced the fear, the uncertainty, the pain. Why? Because they understood one thing you haven't yet grasped: growth only happens in discomfort. The comfort zone is not your friend, it's your biggest enemy. It's the thief of potential, the assassin of dreams. So tell me, are you ready to wake up? Or will you let your comfort zone keep you locked away, living half a life, until there's nothing left of you but regret? What's holding you back? It's not the world, not your circumstances, and definitely not bad luck. No, the real problem is staring right back at you every time you look in the mirror. It's your comfort zone, the walls you've built around yourself. And here's the harsh truth, those walls aren't protecting you, they're choking you. Think about it. Every time you've said, I can't, or I'm not ready, that was your comfort zone talking. Every opportunity you've let slip away because it felt too risky, that was your comfort zone pulling the strings. It's the voice in your head that whispers, what if you fail? What if they laugh at you? What if it hurts? And you listen. You always listen. Your comfort zone is like quicksand. It feels solid when you stand still, but the moment you try to move, it pulls you deeper. You stay stuck, not because you can't get out, but because you're too scared to fight against it. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of change. That's what keeps you trapped. And the worst part, you're comfortable there. But let me ask you this, is it really comfort, or is it just avoidance? Because deep down, you know what you're capable of. You feel it, don't you? That nagging sense that you're meant for more. That itch you can't quite scratch, telling you that this isn't it. But instead of facing it, you bury it. You drown it in distractions, scrolling through your phone, binge watching shows, doing anything but what you're supposed to. And while you're busy staying comfortable, the clock keeps ticking. The world keeps moving. Opportunities come and go, but you stay the same. And here's the brutal reality, if you're not growing, you're dying. Slowly, quietly, without even realizing it. Your comfort zone isn't just holding you back, it's robbing you blind. It's stealing your time, your potential, your life. You see, the comfort zone isn't just a place, it's a mindset. It's the belief that where you are is good enough, that you don't need to try harder, risk more, or aim higher. It convinces you to settle, to accept mediocrity, to trade ambition for security. And the more you listen to it, the smaller your world becomes. So let's not sugarcoat this. The problem isn't out there, it's in here. It's in the choices you make, the chances you don't take, the fears you let control you. And until you confront that, nothing will change. You'll keep spinning your wheels, stuck in the same routines, the same excuses, the same life. The question is, how much longer are you willing to let your comfort zone run the show? Because every day you stay inside its walls, you're losing a piece of yourself. And sooner or later, there won't be anything left to lose. You talk about wanting more success, more freedom, more respect. But let's get real for a second. Do you actually want it, or do you just like the idea of it? Because wanting something means you're willing to work for it, bleed for it, even risk everything to get it. Liking the idea? That just means you'll sit back and daydream while the world passes you by. Let me ask you this, what's stopping you? No, seriously, what's your excuse? I'm not ready, I don't have the resources. Or my personal favorite, I'll start tomorrow. Ha! That's the biggest lie you tell yourself. Tomorrow is a mirage, a fantasy land where everything will magically align. But you and I both know the truth, tomorrow never comes. You think you're waiting for the right time, don't you? Let me break it to you, there's no such thing as the right time. There's just time, and it's ticking away while you hesitate. Every second you spend overthinking, overanalyzing, waiting for some perfect moment is a second you'll never get back. And for what? To stay comfortable? To avoid failing? To keep people from judging you? Wake up. The world doesn't care about your comfort, your fears, or your excuses. It's brutal, it's relentless, and it rewards those who step up and take what they want. Not those who wait, not those who complain, and definitely not those who hide behind their comfort zones. So what are you doing? Waiting for someone to save you? Guess what? Nobody's coming. Here's a hard truth, nobody owes you anything. Not success, not happiness, not even a chance. You think you deserve something just because you want it. No, you earn it, you fight for it. And the first battle you need to win is the one inside your own head. That voice telling you it's too hard or you're not good enough, that's your real enemy. And every time you listen to it, you lose. Look at your life right now. Are you proud of it? Or is there a part of you that knows you're settling? That little voice whispering you could do more, you could be more, you hear it, don't you? So why are you ignoring it? Why are you letting fear hold you back? Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of change, it's all in your head. And it's only as powerful as you allow it to be. You think staying in your comfort zone is safe? Let me tell you what's really dangerous: wasting your potential. Watching your dreams slip away because you were too scared to chase them. That's the real tragedy. So I'll ask you one last time, are you ready to stop making excuses? Or will you keep hiding, pretending you're fine, while the life you want slips further out of reach? It's your choice. But remember, every day you wait is another day lost. Time's running out. What's it going to be? All right, you've faced the truth, you've seen the problem. Now, let me tell you how to fix it. Because here's the thing, the solution isn't out there, in some book, some course, or some magical piece of advice. No, the solution is already inside you. It always has been. You just need to unlock it. First, you need to understand one simple fact: your comfort zone is not your protector, it's your prison. And the only way to break out is to face your fears head on. You've been avoiding pain, haven't you? Dodging discomfort like it's a bullet. But let me tell you something, the pain you're so scared of, it's the key to your freedom. Because pain isn't the enemy, it's a teacher. You want to grow? Then you need to embrace discomfort. Step into the unknown. Take the risks you've been avoiding. That fear you feel? That's a sign you're heading in the right direction. It's your body telling you, this is where change happens. So stop running from it. Run toward it. Here's the trick: start small. You don't have to conquer the world in a day. You just need to take one step. One uncomfortable, uncertain step outside your bubble. Maybe it's speaking up when you're used to staying silent. Maybe it's starting that project you've been putting off. Maybe it's simply saying no when you're used to saying yes. Whatever it is, take that step and then take another. The more you push your boundaries, the bigger your world becomes. You'll start to realize something incredible. The things you once thought were impossible, terrifying, or out of reach, they're not. They're just outside your current limits. And every time you step beyond those limits, you expand them. You grow. Now, let's talk about failure. Because you're going to fail. Oh yes, you will. And that's a good thing. Failure isn't a dead end, it's a stepping stone. Every failure teaches you something. Every setback sharpens your skills, strengthens your resolve, and gets you closer to where you want to be. The only real failure is refusing to try. And then there's control. This is the real game changer. Right now, you let your emotions control you: fear, doubt, hesitation. But what if you flipped the script? What if you took control of your emotions instead? Picture this: your fear becomes your fuel. Your doubt becomes your drive. Your hesitation becomes your hunger. That's power. That's mastery. So here's the plan: break the routine. Embrace discomfort, fail forward, and most importantly, take control. Stop letting life happen to you. Start making life happen for you. You want freedom? You want success? Then stop clinging to what's easy and start chasing what's meaningful. The solution isn't complex, it's courage. The courage to step into the unknown, face your fears, and become the person you were meant to be. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to rise. The door to your future is open, but you have to walk through it. Are you ready? Now that you see the path, let me show you what's waiting for you on the other side. Imagine yourself standing tall, unshaken by the chaos around you. No fear, no hesitation, no second guessing, just pure, unstoppable focus. That's the power you unlock when you step out of your comfort zone and take control of your life. Think about this: every fear you conquer becomes fuel for your fire. Every failure becomes a brick in the foundation of your strength. And every step you take outside your bubble adds a new layer to the person you're becoming. You don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just exist, you dominate. Picture this: the world throws its worst at you, rejections, challenges, setbacks, and you don't flinch. Why? Because you've learned to turn every hit into a lesson, every loss into leverage. That's the beauty of growth. The things that used to scare you, break you, or hold you back, they're nothing now. They're stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. You see, power doesn't come from avoiding the storm, it comes from learning to dance in the rain. When you embrace the discomfort, when you step into the fire instead of running from it, you become unbreakable. And that's when the magic happens. The chains of fear, doubt, and hesitation start to fall away. You realize they were never real, they were illusions you created to keep yourself safe. Now imagine how people will look at you. The same ones who doubted you, laughed at you, underestimated you, they'll watch in awe as you rise above. They'll wonder how you did it, how you transformed from someone they overlooked into someone they can't ignore. And the truth. The secret is simple: you stopped waiting for permission and started taking control. And let's not forget the ultimate reward: freedom. Freedom from the opinions of others. Freedom from the weight of your past. Freedom to be exactly who you're meant to be. That's what stepping out of your comfort zone gives you: a life without limits. Now, imagine how people will look at you. The same ones who doubted you, laughed at you, underestimated you. They'll watch in awe as you rise above. They'll wonder how you did it, how you transformed from someone they overlooked into someone they can't ignore. And the truth? The secret is simple. You stopped waiting for permission and started taking control. And let's not forget the ultimate reward: freedom. Freedom from the opinions of others. Freedom from the weight of your past. Freedom to be exactly who you're meant to be. That's what stepping out of your comfort zone gives you. A life without limits. But the real power? It's internal. It's the way you'll start seeing yourself. Stronger, sharper, and more capable than you ever thought possible. You'll stop needing validation from the outside world because you'll know your worth. You'll feel it in your bones. And once you've tasted that kind of power, you'll never go back to the old you. So, close your eyes for a moment. Picture the person you've always wanted to be. The one who doesn't flinch in the face of fear, who doesn't bow to obstacles, who doesn't settle for less than they deserve. That person is already inside you, waiting to break free. All it takes is one decision: to stop hiding and start living. To turn fear into fuel, pain into power, and hesitation into hunger. You're not just capable of change, you're destined for it. So go ahead, take the first step. The world is yours, if you're bold enough to claim it. Here we are, the moment of truth. You've heard the problem, you've seen the solution. and you've glimpsed the power that's waiting for you. But now comes the hardest part. Action. Because talk is cheap, and dreams are meaningless without the courage to chase them. Let me ask you this. Are you ready to stop being a passenger in your own life? Ready to grab the wheel and take control? Or are you going to keep sitting there, watching the world pass you by, waiting for some miraculous moment when everything feels perfect? Spoiler alert, that moment isn't coming. The perfect time doesn't exist. The perfect opportunity doesn't exist. All that exists is now. This moment, this choice, right here, right now. Let's know. What's it going to be? Are you going to keep playing it safe? Hiding behind your excuses, your doubts, your fears? Or are you going to take a leap into the unknown and finally become the person you were meant to be? Because let me tell you something. Nobody's coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not fate or destiny. It's all on you. And that's not a curse. It's a gift. Because when you realize that you're the only one standing between where you are and where you want to be, something incredible happens. You stop waiting, you stop blaming, and you start doing. You start fighting for the life you want, step by step, day by day, until one day you look back and barely recognize the person you used to be. But let me warn you, the road ahead isn't easy. It's going to be messy. You'll stumble, you'll fall, and you'll want to quit. That voice in your head, the one that tells you you're not good enough, not strong enough, not ready, it's going to scream louder than ever. But here's the truth. That voice is a liar. It's the echo of your fear, and fear only has the power you give it. So here's what I want you to do. The next time that voice whispers you can't, you answer back, watch me. The next time fear tells you to stay put, you take a step forward. And the next time you feel like giving up, you remember this moment, this decision, to rise no matter what. Because the world doesn't belong to the timid or the hesitant. It belongs to those who are willing to bet on themselves, even when the odds are stacked against them. The ones who face their fears, who step into the chaos, who refuse to back down no matter how tough it gets. That's who wins. That's who rises. And you have everything it takes. The strength, the courage, the fire. It's all inside you, waiting to be unleashed. So don't waste another second doubting yourself. Don't let fear steal another moment of your life. Stand up, step out, and take what's yours. The world is watching, but more importantly, you're watching. And someday, you'll look back on this moment as the day everything changed, the day you stopped surviving and started living, the day you chose to rise. So go ahead, make your move. The stage is set, the spotlight's on, and the world is waiting. It's your time. Take it.